Okay, today we're doing Unit 2, Lesson 10, write first step questions for two-step problems. I will warn you right now, I'm sitting on my couch with Zane, so if you hear scratching or sniffing or if I have to pause, it's because he's around. The lesson focus is to develop strategies for solving two-step word problems. The vocabulary is expression and evaluate, and what you'll notice is that if you actually click expression under the vocab on Blackboard, you will find the definition for it. And an expression is really what we've been calling a number sentence. So two-step problems, right now we're not working with word problems, we're working with problems that have more than one sign. So we need to first talk about the order of operations. So we've done this before where we had a problem that was in parentheses. Well, the parentheses in math mean do this first. So let me go over the first thing. If the math expression or the math sentence does not have parentheses, multiplication and division are done before addition and subtraction. So even though this is second, you want to do this first. So you would do 8, and then it would be 12 minus 8 equals 4. But to show addition or subtraction should be done before multiplication and division. Parentheses must be used. Parentheses mean do this first. So here, because there's parentheses, we want to subtract and have 8 times 2, and that equals 16. So even though the numbers are the same, they're completely different because of the parentheses. So that's how the order of operations work. So whenever you see parentheses, think, I gotta do that first. If you don't see parentheses, always multiplication and division, okay? So now we have this problem, and this exercise can be, involve subtraction and multiplication. So what do you get if you subtract first and then multiply? So we get 7 times 2, 7 times 2 equals 14, okay? But what do you get if you multiply first? Well, then we get 10 minus 6 equals 4. So we get 4. To make sure everyone has the same answer to the problem like this one, people have decided that multiplication and division will be done before addition and subtraction. The answer you found in question 2 is correct. So not the first one, the second one. And if you want to tell people to add or subtract first, you must use parentheses. So had there been parentheses around the 10 and the 3, then it would have been 14, okay? But it didn't. That's what this would show. So we want to find the answer. So I'm going to do 3 and 4 with you. So 3 has 5 plus 4 times 2. Well, I know I don't want to just go from left to right. I want to do the multiplication first. So I'm going to do 8, and then it would be 5 plus 8 equals what? And that would be 13. Now, when I do 9, because there is the parentheses around the subtraction, I know that's what I should actually do first. So 9 minus 3 equals 6, and then 6 times 6 is 36. So I want you to solve this, these two. Let me help you though with 7. And so it says rewrite each statement using symbols and numbers instead of words. So it says add 4 and 3 and multiply the total by 8. So since it says I want to add first, I know I need parentheses. So 4 plus 3, okay? And then I'm multiplying the whole total by 8, okay? Now here, you're multiplying by 3 and 4, or 3 and 8, and then adding to the total. So then you wouldn't need parentheses. So you can finish that one, okay? Now we've got our friend Puzzled Penguin. Today, dear math students, today I found the answer to 6 plus 3 times 2. And here is how I found the answer. So he added 6 plus 3 first, and then he multiplied by 2 and got 18. Is my answer correct? If not, please correct my work and tell me what I did wrong. Well, we know about the order of operations, right? And we know what we should do first, okay? And adding is not what we should do first. So I want you to actually answer Puzzle Penguin and tell him if he got it right or wrong. And if he got it wrong, what did he do? And what does he need to do? And then find the answers. I'm going to help you with 10. 4 plus 3 times 5. Well, I know with the order of operations, well, you need to multiply first. So 3 times 5 is 15. And 4 plus 15 is 19, okay? With this, I've got 10 divided by 2 plus 3. Well, this is nice because it starts on the left, so it's just how we read. But I also know that with order of operations, I always do multiplication or division first. So I would do 10 divided by 2, which is 5, plus 3 equals 8. I want you to solve the rest of these and then check it. Okay. Now, here's some first step questions. So write the first step question and answer, then solve the problem. A roller coaster has 7 cars. Each car has 4 seats. If there were 3 empty seats, how many people were on the roller coaster? Well, what we need to know first is how many total seats there are. So we're going to multiply 7 times 4. And then we're going to subtract 3, okay? So the first step is always to find out how many total cars we have, and then we're going to subtract 3. Now, 19 says, each week Marta earns $10 babysitting. She always spends $3 and saves the rest. How much does she have in 8 weeks? Well, this one we're actually going to subtract first because we need to know how much money does she actually have at the end of the week? So 10 minus 3, and then multiply by the number of weeks, which is 8 weeks. As you can tell, I have not solved these, and you do need to solve the problem. So I think you guys can solve that. I want you guys to do the rest of them and then check them, okay? And finally, this one also is continued. So this is just like the last page that we did. So here, Nadia counted 77 birds on the pond, 53 were ducks, and the rest were geese. Then the geese flew away in four equal flocks. How many geese were in each flock? So the first thing I want to do is I actually want to separate or subtract because this will give me how many there are. And then I want to divide by 4 because that'll tell me how many were in each flock. So 77 minus 53 is going to be 24. And 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay, that one was a little trickier because the numbers were higher. But really, when you break it down, think of what is the first step, and then what do I do next? Okay, so I want you to keep going. When you're done, I want you to watch some other videos that we have on Blackboard. Make sure to do a writing prompt and your homework as well. Once you turn that in, you can move on to the next lesson.